This is the Queensland edition of Nine's Morning News, live from our Springfield bureau.
Good morning. 4 people will face court after they jumped off a high-rise crane in Brisbane CBD, plummeting to the ground before pulling their parachutes. Reporter Zara Chu joins us live with more. Zara, how did police catch the daredevils?
Well, Eva, police were watching their every move on council security cameras. It is alleged that just before 10 o'clock last night, a group of 4 thrill seekers made their way up this 41-storey apartment complex.
Zara Chu joining us there. A 25-year-old school cleaner accused of murdering teacher Stephanie Scott in regional New South Wales just 6 days before her wedding has appeared in the Supreme Court. A former police officer is facing court accused of murdering his partner after she was found dead on a Western Queensland property. Reporter Tessa Hardy is following the case and has an update from Charleville. The government's accused of planning its new Cross River Rail project without factoring in the cost of the trains. For more, Shane Doherty joins us live from State Parliament. Shane, how much more would the trains cost?
Another $5 billion. That's basically double the price.
All right, Shane, thank you. A man has used a hammer to rescue a woman from the wreckage of a drag race crash in Melbourne's north. 2 cars collided at about 3:30 this morning, with one of the vehicles veering off the road, hitting a tree and power pole. Police are hunting a driver who hit and killed a pedestrian in the city's northeast. As Nathan Brooks reports, the 21-year-old victim was left to die on the side of the road. US Vice President Joe Biden has made his final public appearance of his Australian tour. Hundreds have gathered at Sydney's Town Hall for the address. It follows yesterday's announcement that Australia will take on a greater role alongside the United States in fighting Islamic State in Iraq. A pub worker in Melbourne has been left traumatised after being robbed at knife point at a gaming venue in the city's southeast. An Olympic bombshell overnight ahead of the Rio Games, with the International Olympic Committee revealing it is considering banning all Russian athletes from the competition. The dramatic announcement follows a new report which uncovered widespread state-sponsored doping since 2011. Donald Trump is now the official Republican nominee for the US presidency. State delegates took turns to announce their vote numbers at the Republican convention in Ohio this morning. A manhunt is underway in Kansas City in the United States after yet another police shooting. The policeman is believed to be in a critical condition. The reason for the shooting is unclear. SeaWorld on the Gold Coast has been inundated with young New Zealand fur seals found injured or stranded on local beaches. Courtney Zagel has more. Just ahead, thousands gather in France to remember the Battle of Fromelles. The new drug being trialled in Brisbane that could fight melanoma. And forget snakes on a plane, it's a snake on a train. What happened when this python was unleashed on an early morning commute? Three people are dead following a shooting at a swimming pool in the UK. It's been 100 years since the Battle of Fromelles, the bloodiest day in Australia's military history. Thousands of people have gathered for centenary services in France to remember the lives lost. In the space of a year, fewer than 50% of Australian adults will have a stake in the housing market. A drug that's been trialled in Brisbane is showing to be more effective than chemotherapy in fighting melanoma. As Emily Prain reports, it could become a standard treatment for patients. Passengers got a nasty shock when a snake appeared on a train at about 1 o'clock this morning. There's been drama in New York when a large crane toppled onto a major bridge which was full of traffic. The first pictures have emerged of Pippa Middleton's impressive new ring just a day after her engagement was announced. It's also been revealed the Duchess of Cambridge's younger sister will marry in a lavish ceremony next year. Sports up next, and Darren Lockyer keeps on winning awards even in retirement, with the Broncos legend named as Rugby League's greatest ever captain. The Queenslanders star for the Aussie cricket team in Sri Lanka. And the supercars rev up in the lead up to Ipswich Super Sprint.
The Gold Coast's Commonwealth Games.
The second biggest multi-sport event in the world.
Your special advance guide.
Everything you need to know now so you don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Cheap tickets, premium accommodation and how to volunteer.
South East Queensland will just have a ball.
Only on 9 News tonight.
Round 20 of the NRL kicks off in Townsville tomorrow night with a blockbuster clash between the Bulldogs and Cowboys. Canterbury can move into third place if they beat North Queensland. To cricket, and Queensland Bulls batsman Joe Burns says Australia must bat with patience if it's to win the upcoming Test series against Sri Lanka starting on July 26. Defending Supercars champion Mark Winterbottom will notch up an incredible career milestone at this weekend's Queensland Raceway event. And Tiger Woods has withdrawn from the US PGA Championship, meaning he will miss all 4 majors in a calendar year. Up next, I'll have a check of the latest finance figures and this morning's weather details.
Good afternoon, I'm Sarah Bannerman. A driver who allegedly fled the scene of a crash on Black Hawk Boulevard has ended up climbing to the ceiling of a Curwen fast food store. A $1,000 damage bill was left at Hungry Jack's yesterday morning. The 26-year-old man will face court today. Local leaders are putting their support behind the new look federal cabinet, hoping for fresh opportunities as the lobby for priorities. Townsville Enterprise is eager to work with Northern Australian Minister Matt Canavan. To sport now, the Black Hawks are heading west this weekend in the Q Cup, take on the Central Queensland Capras in Mount Isa. The Townsville boys are hoping to snap out of their losing streak. Showers in Townsville today with a top of 27 degrees. Similar conditions will be seen in Bowen. I'll have more news for you next hour.
To the weather now, a trough extending across Queensland and New South Wales is bringing rain, mainly to central parts of New South Wales. Elsewhere, a weak trough in the south is producing isolated showers in South Australia and Victoria. To the major centres, 25 with just a few clouds over Brisbane today. Rain in Sydney. Canberra, the wet weather will ease, 15 the top there. Morning showers for Melbourne and Adelaide. Hobart overcast and a sunny 31 in Darwin. Tomorrow, 27 with light showers for Townsville and Cairns. Perth showers also reaching 15 degrees. Similar conditions in Hobart. Adelaide a little cloudy. Showers for Canberra and Sydney. Brisbane is looking generally clear, aiming for 27 degrees. To the week ahead, Friday in the River City, partly cloudy. The temperature range 17 to 28. Plenty of sunshine about on Saturday and Sunday, tops of 26 and 24. 24 also on Tuesday, just some light clouds. Taking a quick look at finance, the stock market is higher. Our dollar is currently buying 75 US cents. The average price for unleaded petrol in Brisbane is $1.12.3. It is cheaper on the Gold Coast. The average there $4.4. And that is our Queensland edition of Nine's Morning News. Amber Sherlock will have 9 News now at 3 p.m. I'll be back with the afternoon bulletin at 4 o'clock. See you then.